What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Today we are here at Highland Brew. We're going to be playing the front nines from the long tee pads, and we are doing an overstable mid-range battle. When I say overstable mid-range battle, we have the ones that I prefer, the ones that I've thrown in the past, ones that I'm trying out. We have the Prism Proton Pyro 5402.5. This one is supposed to be the straightest out of all 5 of these with the 2.5 fade, but as we'll see, it's pretty comparable. And then we have the Nord 5403. We have a Rock 3, and this is in Halo. This is 5403. We have a Z Buzzz OS 5403, and we have a C-Line Method 5503. So all of these are very compatible somewhat as far as flight numbers are concerned. We're going to do the point system here, so throw all 5 off of each tee pad, and whoever gets closest gets the most points. Starting off, I think we're gonna go Method, Pyro, Nord, Rock 3, and then Buzzz OS. To long basket, 333 feet. Let's see what the Method can do. Pyro. And the steps. That's really good. Nord. Rock 3. And first time ever throwing a Buzzz OS. That seemed a lot straighter than expected. All right, that determined the tee order and the first set of points. Pyro's up first, getting 5 points. 312 feet, push up there, fade a little bit. Look pretty good. Now the Method. Oh, that's so good. Rock 3. Oh no. Oh no, come down. Nord. Oh, the Buzzz OS. Okay. That's a little bit better range. That was a weird little mix up on that hole. What we've got here is Method is up first on this tee pad, and 278 feet, pushing hyzer on a forehand. And these are all stable enough. I'm going to try them all on a forehand. Now the Nord. I'll cut a little tree. Buzzz OS. That was a little early release. Pyro's time. Pretty good. And now the Halo Rock 3. Pretty decent, except for the Buzzz OS, which was an early release. Let's go tabulate some more points. The Method is built up a 3-point lead so far. And this is not really a hole where it's looking to give up strokes. It's actually looking to gain them right here. This is kind of bread and butter. 338. If I can push it through the center gap, should fade and then sit down on the hillside. It's kind of on the shot shape. I need a little bit higher. Pyro's turn to shine. Grip lock and a half right there. Nord. That Nord is pretty stable. Or I just can't get it on anhyzer very well. Rock 3. Now the Buzzz OS. Okay. 3 out of 5 hit trees. That's weird. This is the open hole. What? I don't understand sometimes. Hole 5, 285 feet. It's gonna be the backhand like drifting flex. Method is still on top and still walking away with it, and the Pyro did not do as well on the last hole, so Method is first. Not quite enough commitment there. Nord. Pyro. Buzzz OS. And the rack 3. The front runners kind of took a little bit of a step back, and the Buzzz OS and the Rock 3 are both over into the double digits now. Rock 3 has the tee. We're gonna go forehand on this hole. 325 feet downhill. Let's see if the stability holds on these discs. Well, that one didn't hold. All right, Buzzz OS. That one held. Let's go Pyro. That's what we love to see right there. Method. And the Nord. Okay. Pyro is the only one that really holds up. Buzzz OS kind of did, but I think it's the Z plastic more than the Buzzz OS. Let's go throw some more. Hole 7 is 314 feet, and with a disc like this, you're gonna want to try to flex it. So put it on some anhyzer angle, get it around to the right side of the center tree. You have a lot more airspace over here to the right. Gives you more space to push up to the basket. Pyro is up first, and Pyro is catching up to the Method. Lucky tree kick into a really unlucky tree kick. Rock 3 time. Oh, that's about perfect right there. Now the Method. Yeah, that's the one thing the Method isn't great at, is putting it over on an aggressive anhyzer to flex it. It does like to hold. So if I need a flex shot, I usually go Pyro. If I need just hyzer or big flex, I go Method. But tight flex, Method not super great at, has a little bit too much glide. Oh, that pushed a lot further right. And now the Buzzz OS. Yeah. What I'm seeing from that Buzzz OS is very similar Rock 3 flight, but just a little bit faster dump. The Rock 3 still has a little bit of glide as it finishes. That Buzzz OS is flexing, coming out, and then when it starts to fade, it just kind of drops. So that's good if you need a distance control mid-range. Number 8 is just under 250 feet. You want to push down here. The backhand downhill Anheuser flex shot is really helpful to have an overstable mid-range for, because sometimes your overstable approach discs might drift a little bit too much, whereas these mid-ranges, they're going to slow down a little bit faster, and then they're going to fade back a little bit quicker. I think the Rock 3 has made a very strong comeback. Surprise, surprise, surprise. The disc that I used to throw a lot feels very comfortable and consistent in my hands. Whoa, imagine that. So you can go soft little backhand flex here. That's great. That's a look at the basket. That's a putt. That Z plastic slipped out of my hand. I wasn't able to commit to the... It's my main issue with those overstable plastics from Discraft is they're really hard to hold on to. I don't know why. Same thing there. That one slipped out too. Weird. Now the method. Got a little too drifty. That's why if I want the flex shot, I always reach for a pyro or a mutant, because sometimes the method is amazing and goes so far and I love it, but the glide is real and sometimes you don't want the glide. We had some consistently high performers, and the disc that is my first time ever throwing a Buzzz OS was the lowest performer, but this was 18 points and this was 19 points, which means Buzzz OS altogether not necessarily all that bad in the grand scheme of things. And I'm actually, you know how sometimes you can stick a disc in your bag and just say, I'm going to fit it in there and going to try to make it work. I'm going to try to make the Buzzz OS work for the rest of December and possibly after, and see what we can get from there, because I'm always interested in trying out new things, and just throwing it for one review video isn't necessarily the best consistent approach to disc golf. Yeah, so 18 and 19, and then the Rock 3 had 26, and the Pyro and the Method both are at 28. This hole is going to show us basically which one of these are the best of the overstable glidey mid-ranges as far as my skill level and my preferred throwing style is. So let's go ahead and try this out. It's about 203 feet. We're going to see if possibly we can get some ace runs, but for the most part, it's just going to be a forehand hyzer around the corner and see how close they can get. And as far as review of the Buzzz OS, I find it to be fairly consistent to the flight numbers and fairly torque resistant as well, especially in the Z plastic, and with it being a little bit cooler today and not super warm. The Rock 3, I know, and the Method, I know, are going to give me trouble if I really try to power up on a forehand that isn't just a hyzer flip forehand. So we got to see some interesting flights on hole number 6 tee pad, but here we're just going for hyzer approaches. So Pyro is up first, and Pyro is tied for the lead. So let's see what the Pyro can do. That felt pretty good. Rock 3. Oh, that's so high. Hit a branch. And okay, Buzzz OS. Now let's go north. But 2 straight. And now Method. out the mulch pile because it was too low. Well, let's go tally up the results, see where they all finished out, but I'm fairly certain the Pyro is going to beat out the Method. Standings are as follows. The Buzzz and the Nord actually tied at 21 points, so pretty good. Both of these are getting stuck into the Christmas bag, so that's a lot of fun. Buzzz is slightly more torque resistant, but about the same amount of overstability as the Nord. But I think the plastic varieties, being that the Nord is in this K1 line, which is basically their version of their ESP, which is going to be a little bit less torque resistant than a super stiff, super premium Z plastic. This is going to withstand a beating and fly the same way for a very long period of time. So it's gonna be fun to play around with both of these over the rest of this month, so stay tuned for that. And then the surprise, the Pyro actually unfortunately hit something on the backside of the hill and rolled away way further than everything else. So unfortunately this took the lowest out of the top 3, but it still finished at 29. It was very close to the top with 31 points and 32 points. Almost closed it out with the Rock 3, but for me, for right now, the Method just flies a little bit better and a little bit more consistent, and being that it's a lot more backhand friendly for most of the holes out here from the long tee pads, the Pyro, I don't really throw a backhand very much, so it makes sense that the two more backhand favorable mid-ranges that I've thrown for so long, backhand only, makes sense that they're going to be a little bit more consistent than the forehand only disc on more backhand friendly holes. Hopefully you enjoy content like this. If so, please make sure to like the video. If you want to see new stuff, please make sure to comment all that down below. Hopefully you stay tuned for all of this, checking both of these mid-ranges out. Please make sure to subscribe if it helps you guys out with these subscriber only giveaways. And if we can hit 1,500 before Christmas, we're going to be adding an extra disc onto the giveaway just for these subscribers. So until next time, see you out on the course.